Welcome back to the regional thematic workshop on diversification of crops. This day-long program, we are entering into the last lap of the technical session. I welcome all the participants, esteemed members present in the workshop webinar to the last lap of the very important technical workshop session on animal husbandry and allied sector, role in crop diversification. Sir, this session, animal husbandry and allied sector encompasses both livestock as well as fishery. On this occasion, I have the pleasure as well as privilege of welcoming Dr. Somendra Nanda, Dean College of Fishery, OUAT Rangailunda, as the chairman of this session. Sir, please join the session as the chairman. In this session, we have 6 presentations from 6 states. In the panel, we have 8 representations, 3 from state of Chhattisgarh, 1 from Odisha, 1 from Bihar, 1 from Jharkhand, and 1 from West Bengal. So altogether 8 panelists. For kind attention of Chairman, sir, the time limit is 50 minutes, 5 minutes presentation for each state, followed by an open session. So I request Chairman to kindly take over this session. Professor Nanda, sir. Dr. Nanda, sir. Are you there? Am I audible, sir? I'm afraid there is some network issue, I believe. Professor Nanda must have joined by this time. Okay.
Nand Kishore, he just joined. Just joined.
So there is some technical issue, there is some technical glitch. So Professor Nanda has put a word that he's joining in just a couple of minutes. Please bear with us. Yes, Professor Nanda is going to chair this session. In absence of Professor Nanda, I'll go ahead with requesting the esteemed panelist to make the presentation. First to come, Dr. G.K. Tripathi, Joint Director, Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Services, Government of Odisha. I request Dr. Tripathi to make his deliberation.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sanathan, sir. And am I audible?
Yes, sir. We can hear you and see the presentation. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So, first of all, my respect to all the panelists and also all the delegates present in this thematic workshop. So, I will take, as per the time allotment that has been given to me, to talk some points regarding the role of animal husbandry in crop diversification. So, first of all, my presentation is divided into 2 parts. One part is regarding what are the prospects of livestock sector, particularly in crop diversification, and what are the issues and strategies that can be taken up in order to make animal husbandry an integrated part of the crop diversification. So the first one is looking to the opportunity and scope of animal husbandry along with crop farming. What I mean to say that I'm not talking about total diversification from the crop, but rather than I'm talking about along with the crop, we can think of animal husbandry as an integrated part. I think today morning a lot of deliberations has been made regarding the diversification, and in Odisha context, maybe that is true in other states also. Because of the limited land holding size, horizontal diversification is very difficult. Rather, we can think that which is practical, that is for vertical diversification. And for the vertical diversification, animal husbandry, particularly livestock and poultry, can be a viable option. Along with the whatever land holding they have, they can also take up animal husbandry activities for their income generation. Now looking to Odisha, which is very prone to natural calamity, particularly cyclone, flood. Every year we experience this thing during last 4 or 5 years. And looking to that, animal husbandry can play an important role to reduce the risk of the crop loss. Because many a times when there is vagaries of nature and our agriculture crop is affected to a great extent. So in order to reduce the vulnerability and risk of crop loss, particularly for the small and marginal holder, animal husbandry can be an important role. And in Odisha context, mixed crop farming is a usual farming practice that is being seen in the state. And animal husbandry can be an ideal, particularly in the rain-fed agriculture, to utilize the seasons properly, particularly in many parts of the state. Usually during the wet season, they go for crop farming, and dry season is mostly there is no water. So in order to utilize the resources properly, in the dry season, they can be engaged in this livestock farming. So that can give them a substantial income. And another point is that if we look to the take-up regarding the Mukhyamantri Krishi Udyog Yojana, which is a flagship program of the state government, and under that, 60% of the projects that are for animal husbandry related farming. So this shows that the willingness of the farmers for diversification. Rather, I could say that now the farmers are willing to go for some diversification along with the crop farming. So that's a positive signal, what I feel. Then also there is a substantial increase in the demand for food of animal origin because of urbanization, income growth and population growth, all these things. So semi-commercial layer unit, because in our state we have taken up a small model that is 1,000 unit cage system layer farming. So that is a lot of that has been observed in the field. Every month, at least 10 to 12,000 rupees, they are getting it. And for that, the investment is around 7.5 lakh. And government is giving around 40% subsidy. So that's a good model. Along with the crop, that can be taken up. And also the broiler farming, small scale, 500,000 units, that can be a viable option also. And also goatry and dairy can be taken into consideration where there is resource availability is there. And we all are talking about multiplying the income of the farmers and empowering the women. And that can be easily possible if we talk about non-farm activities like animal husbandry, which can provide a buffer against trade, price, and climate fluctuations. So that can be a viable option. Along with the crop, we can think of livestock as an integral component. And as I have told that about some of the issues and strategies, one is about the risk management. Particularly if we can think of a unified insurance package, if we are talking about crop diversification, if a farmer is going for multiple activities, for example, suppose he is having a horticulture crop, then he has to go for a separate insurance agent. And suppose he is having a fishery unit, he has to go for a separate insurance company or package. So can we think of a unified insurance package? whatever the entire integrated livestock farming, that can be thought of as a unit and can be an instrument that can be thought of. Second important point is about the collateral security. In order to ensure the credit facility to the sector, one of the major aspects that is being seen that the farmers are not able to provide the collateral. So many a times they are not able to get the credit from the banks. So the suggestion is here, can we think of this credit guarantee fund scheme, which is there for MSME unit? Can we include agriculture and allied sector into that? Because there is a 85% of the default amount up to 5 lakh is available for MSME sector and 75% from 5 to 10 lakh. So that can be included, and agriculture and allied sector can be included in that. Third thing is there is a government of India has introduced a very good scheme that is about interest subvention under infrastructure development fund, agriculture and also about animal husbandry. But can we think of easing out? That means to make it simplification so that the small farmers can also avail the benefit. And about the integrated farming, which is already it is being implemented in many states, including Odisha. So we can promote under ongoing schemes, but with a little bit of convergence that how to use the land properly, carefully, for sustainable farming. And also we can take up a value chain approach that is aggressive extension and market-oriented production with remunerative price. And the last but not the least, that is about the creating the infrastructure so that Odisha or any place that can be a competitive advantage for the farmers to go for crop diversification. So that the minimum infrastructure that can be developed with public funding, and so that farmer can choose the options whichever is suitable for them in that particular context. But we talk about landscape planning. So thank you very much. This much from my side.
Thank you, Dr. Tripathi, giving a very good insight. I believe Dr. Nanda, Professor Nanda from College of History has joined. So, sir, I request you to. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. There was some technical glitch, I understand. Yeah. So, I request Professor Nanda to take over as chairman of this session. Sir, next, we'll have representation from state of Andhra Pradesh. So, may I request any representation, any presentation from Andhra Pradesh, esteemed member from Andhra Pradesh? Is anyone there? Then we'll move to this next state, that is Bihar. I request state of Bihar. Okay. So in the meanwhile, we'll put a word to the contact person in Bihar to coordinate and make any representation. Then we move to the state of Chhattisgarh. We have three representative and esteemed panelists from Chhattisgarh. Dr. Rohini Pathak ji, veterinary assistant surgeon. Dr. Deepmala Diwanga, veterinary assistant surgeon. Sri Manoj Kumar Paikra, deputy director fisheries of government of Chhattisgarh. Ma'am and sir, are you there? Shall I request Dr. Pathak, Dr. Rohini Pathak ji?
Good afternoon to all, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
We have not presented, we have no presentation here, but I can talk about some of the things which we are doing in veterinary here. We are following a mixed crop livestock agriculture system for crop, or we can say for crop diversity, to help crop diversification. Livestock production provides an increased stability to income, food security, and nutrition for the family. And as Odisha has said, it is it reduces the risk of crop losses which we can face from crop diversification. In Chhattisgarh, livestock store sector alone provides an alternate livelihood option to significant numbers of farmers. In our state, with our very famous scheme of Narva Gurva Badi scheme, which will be mainly focused on the Gothan. All the activities are mainly focused in Gothan, and Gothan is working as a multi-activity center, and they are providing a model of a mixed farming system, because here all the departments of agriculture, horticulture are working here. So, besides this, our department is running some schemes for small and marginal farmers to get them a sustainable income. Like we are providing two milking cows with about 50 to 66% subsidy, so they can get a sustainable income. Besides this, 10 plus 1 unit, goat unit is we are also providing with 33 to 25% of subsidy. And in backyard, we are providing a backyard, we are running a backyard poultry scheme. And now we are now focusing to Kadaknath duck and quail farming, which is having a good market. So they can get a, good sustainable income from there. As far as this animal husbandry's role in crop diversification or in farmers' income is concerned, as Odisha had said, a unified insurance policy is very much required when we are following a mixed farming. And in Chhattisgarh, the dairy and poultry is not getting the status of agriculture here. So these two, dairy and poultry, are facing a lot of problems of taxes and other things, which can be reduced if they get the status of agriculture here also and in other states also. Thank you, sir. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your kind inputs. We move to Dr. Dipala Devanga. Is he there? Dr. Dipala? Dipmala, sorry. Sorry for wrong pronunciation. Dr. Dipmala. Okay. We move to Sri Manoj Kumar Paikra, Deputy Director of Fisheries from Government of Chhattisgarh. Sir, are you there? Sri Paikra, Deputy Director of Fisheries. With permission from Chair, sir, we move to Government of Jharkhand. Any representation from Jharkhand? Okay, last but not the least, representation from Government of West Bengal. Okay, sir.
I am Professor Ashutosh Sarkar. Can I speak?
Please do, sir. Please do, sir.
Actually, I am sharing from Government of West Bengal. They are not participating, and I am from Uttar Bengal Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, northern part of the state. So we can explain what we are doing in our university level. Actually, regarding the crop diversification and the annual husbandry, we are observing that we are giving equal importance for increasing the animal husbandry sector. We are providing inputs related to goat farming. Actually, goat farming, I will talk something. Goat farming, as well as poultry, dairy, and also related to fishery and piggery. All these things we are giving inputs, and we are conducting research on that. Our scientists are there. And in related to goat farming, there is huge potentiality in West Bengal, because you know the Black Bengal goat, it is a very good market, and we could stabilize one project. That means with 1.5 acre of land, if the farmer goes with hybrid Napier, and he can accommodate 50 animals, and out of 50 animals, 50 goats, within 2 years, 5 goats from one, output from one goat can be obtained at the rate of 5,000. That means within 2 year, the output will be 12.5 lakhs. And some youths in this area, they are taking this, and in this area, the sale of output is no factor. Each and every day, the meat price is increasing. That's why related to marketing, at least in case of goat farming, there is no problem. And skin, the problem is here we are observing that the processing of skin in North Bengal, there is no skin processing unit. That's why the farmers are losing that part. That is an issue. And in related to fishery, the farmers are using, we are incorporating the fishery as a source of irrigation. So community fishery ponds are making, and therefrom the farmers are also getting the irrigation water, and as well as the fish is also, and fish has also a good market here, no problem for selling the fish. And the competition is coming from biofloc, and if we can, the diversification of crop area is going to fishery in its natural production, and biofloc is also upcoming as an alternative source of fishery. And regarding the diversification, the animal husbandry sector is opening a vista before the agriculture sector because of its feed. Here in this area, maize is upcoming as a very potential crop, because the feed which is required for fishery, your dairy, all are depending on that. That's why it's a good synergy we are getting. And related to our dairy, in West Bengal, the consumption of fluid milk is not so high. So milk-based other products, those has the market. So that's why in case of dairy, the potentiality may not be like so, and it is not increasing. The other sectors are promising. So that's all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor Sarkar, for nice inputs. With permission, Chair, sir, we have 3 requests on chat box. The first request has come from Dr. Sabyasachi Das, National Coordinator, RRA. So, Dr. Das, you like to give some input? Sir, please be brief with your input. Professor Dr. Das, Dr. Sabyasachi Das.
Am I audible, sir?
Please go ahead.
Hello? Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, so good afternoon to everyone. Thank you very much for giving opportunity to speak and share some experiences regarding livestock, particularly in Andhra as well as in some parts of Odisha, where WASAN and RRA network has been working. So in the crop diversification, we see, as the first presenter from the department has said, livestock can be utilized more efficiently in the crop diversification to secure the livelihood prone to natural calamities. So here, probably the crop during the crop diversification, it is important to look into that how the fodder could be secured from the crop production. So at least some parts of the crops should go into the fodder production, and that will help in basically we look at the small large ruminant primarily to get the fodder security, and you will see that the fodder problem is severe during the summer season. So that is one area that needs to be worked out in crop diversification. Second point I would like to say is that, as some of the speaker earlier said, that goat tree is one of the important diversification that we can make it. And I also agree that from goat tree, people can earn around 25 to 50,000 rupees by keeping hardly 5 to 6 goat. And however, there is a need to have a better services for that. And probably the department has been working on the providing better services, but a community-based services can be worked out through different kind of a model been tried out in the entire country. So whether it is a Pasusaki or Pranimitra in some places in West Bengal as well. Third point I would like to make is that there is enough opportunity in Odisha where in the backyard, 94% of the birds which is seen in the backyard are actually desi birds. And there are enough experiences in RRA network to suggest that in a half an acre of land, people can earn more than 1 lakh rupees by vertical integration of backyard poultry, fruits and trees in a half an acre of backyard land in the backyard. So those models are available particularly in north coast of Andhra Pradesh, and also we have been trying this concept in the integrated farming system program in Malkangiri, which will be again scaled up in the other districts in Odisha. So I would suggest that there is a need of some kind of an investment on the backyard poultry as well. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Das. We move to Mr. KB Singh of PAU. There was a request from Dr. KB Singh from PAU. Sir, are you there?
Yes, sir. Myself, Dr. Sharma, Rohit Sharma. Hello. Sir, am I audible, please?
Sir, we are audible. Kindly be brief.
Okay, okay. Sir, I have got what they call one example from 1 year. I said that there is no stop of dairy. But in case of Punjab also, we don't have any problem with the dairy industry because the milk production is very good and we are having the processing plants also. Now we are promoting goat farming in Kandi area, particularly in Gujarat and Southern area. Where the land is accumulating and it is really present. So, in fact, goat has a very huge potential. Moreover, investment is also very small investment. The thing is that in winter season, we have to take care of the goats because during the radish rain and too much winter. Because during winter months, the mortality is too high. So in Punjab and East also, we are promoting goat in a big way. And besides the goat, we are promoting this in bigger production. And then I think told that the poultry industry, particularly in Punjab, is totally with the private hands. And what they are doing, they are giving the chicks, they are giving the seed, they are giving the medicine, and at the end of the day, whatever the produce is produced, that is being taken care by the private industry. Our conditions are entirely different than the rest of the country. And in Odisha, particularly, we have focused on this backyard poultry farming. Of course, it can increase to a very small extent. But if we want to increase a farming to large extent, then we have to go for scientific rearing of poultry birds. These words I can say not being fascinated to my own experience, but I was working in the Krishi Vigyan Kendra for 28 years in 2 KVKs. So I have worked in a very close relation with the farmers. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. We have a last request from Mr. Jayaprakash of Vasan. Mr. Jayaprakash of Vasan, he has he intend to share his experience.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, all. This is Jayaprakash from Vasan from Andhra Pradesh. I am working in North Coast Andhra Pradesh area. What I see in the tribal areas, there are many farm ponds which can be utilized for which are underutilized. There is not much support from inputs from government over to them. So we had piloted 705 acres of water were spreading over 989 water bodies. So in seasonal water bodies from July to January only, we have seen 23% of water bodies getting 100 kgs per acre, and 48% of water bodies getting 200 kgs per acre, and another about 200 kgs acre, another 23%. So there is a high potential for fish cultures in tribal areas, in hilly areas. So that is one thing, sir. And again, in the farm burns also, there is also possibility of aggregating some fruit trees like banana, papaya, and coconut, and some fodder for sabana and super napier, and some vegetables like chili and tomato. So it also can give another additional 20 to 30,000 income. So it is, sir. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Jayaprakash ji, for sharing your valuable information. There is another request from a technical expert from Vasan, Mr. Das, Mr. Sunil Das. Mr. Sunil Das ji.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon to all. I am Dr. Sunil Kumar Das, working as the technical expert livestock in Vasan. Along with the horizontal diversification of crop and the vertical diversification of crop, the relation between the two is more important rather than the parallel growth of the both. The crop livestock farming is an agriculture production system which combines one more crop with the livestock. Generally, crop provides grains in terms of cereals and grains. Crop provides residues like straw and byproducts. Crop provide fodder like alfalfa, etc. for the feed purpose of the livestock. If we talk about the moringa tree leaf, it has a good biomass production. It's around 800 metric tons per hectare per year. It is a kind of higher compared to the other crops. So we can take the moringa leaf for the nutritional benefit of the small kind of livestock like goat. The nutritional profile, if we talk about the nutritional profile of the moringa leaf, it is having the dietary protein more than 92%. It is the crude fiber percentage of 10%. Good protein also it has 29%. So it is a good nutritional profile. And if we correlate the horizontal and vertical diversification of crop, then if we go for the moringa leaf cultivation for small kind of small livestock like goat, then it will be more benefits. Along with apart from that, if we talk about the leguminous crop fodder like lucerne, subabul, desmanthus, and sesbania type of crops, then if we go for the molasses blocks for small kind of animals like goat and sheep, it will also more beneficiary for the small kind of livestock. That's most from my side.
Thank you, Dr. Das. Thank you, Dr. Das, for nice inputs. So before I hand over to Chairman, requesting him to give his special input on this session, I believe there was one more request. Mr. Malik, Nagendra Kumar Malik.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Please.
Good afternoon, sir, to everybody. So I was listening all the deliberations. So my concern is that whether how to include these small and marginal farmers in this CD domain, because they need to devote some parts of their cultivated land for grazing purpose. So they can't leave their animals, whether cows or goats, as such, because they might eat the crops and the grass itself. So once the grass is exposed to soil, it might be subject to kind of erosion. So how to include these small and marginal farmers and also particularly the landless farmers in this CD program? And one more suggestion is to include the agroforestry model in this CD program so that we can develop and we can also sequester more carbon in this agroforestry model, and also farmers can get more income so that it can doubly or multiply the farmers' income. So that was my concern. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you for flagging the issues. So before I hand over request Chairman sir to give his input, final call for Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, anyone from Chhattisgarh already, Dr. Pathak has spoken. Anyone else from Chhattisgarh or Jharkhand, West Bengal? Any other input from these 4 states, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand and West Bengal? Okay, sir. So I request Professor Nanda, Dean College of Fisheries, OUAT, to give his valuable input on this session, sir. Over to.
Thank you, Dr. Mishra. Unmute me. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
We can hear you and see,
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir. We can hear you and see you also. Please go ahead, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
So, okay, thank you, Dr. Mishra. A very good afternoon to the galaxy of esteemed dignitaries present in this platform. Honorable Vice Chancellor OUAT, the Deans and Directors of OUAT, esteemed delegates from agriculture and allied sectors, ladies and gentlemen. So I have listened to the animal husbandry and allied sectors role in crop diversification. So I have specialized in fisheries. So to add some of the points, like since there was not much presentation from the fishery sector, so I would like to add a few points here. Like we have experienced the COVID-19 pandemic, and it was more prone from March 2020 onwards, and now also we are in that. This has actually gifted the fisheries sector. Why to say? Since the software companies were almost closed, or they were facing some problems, so now the engineers, they have taken up this fish culture as a challenge. Majority of the biofuel farmers, if you find out their educational qualification, they are highly educated. They have left the job and they have involved themselves in the biofuel aquaculture. So this biofuel aquaculture, in other words, we say it as urbanized aquaculture. Land is limited, space is limited. So how to utilize those limited space for producing more fish? So biofuel is the solution with a high density culture. So this is one diversification. The second type of diversification is in the fisheries sector is the aquaponic system. That means the nutrients what is utilized for growing the fishes is recycled. The waste is recycled for growth of the plant, and it is a soilless cultivation practice. So this is also another diversification in the field of fisheries. Now, all of us are talking of doubling the farmers' income by 2023. This is only possible if the farmers adopt the integrated farming system. Fish being the main crop, the utilization of all the available spaces for taking up different enterprise. Maybe it is poultry or duckery, even the cattle or the dairy animals, they can be included, so that waste of one is recycled in the fish pond for producing the fish without any supplemental feed. Thereby, it cuts the recurring expenditure cost, that is reduced for fish production, and the available space is utilized. So this is another point which needs more emphasis. And in diversification, now if we go back to 10-15 years back, the pearl culture, it was confined to the ICR SIFA only. But now the farmers in Odisha also, they are taking up this pearl farming, pearl production. So there are different scope for diversification of this aquacultural practice. Case culture, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, they are known for the case culture practices in the reservoir, because the reservoirs are the hotspots, and we have ample resource of reservoirs, and it is only utilized for the capture fishery. So as an vertical expansion of the culture system in the reservoir, the cages has been installed, and the high density culture is being practiced over there. And Chhattisgarh is producing maximum of this Pangasianodon hypothalamus from the cage cultures or the cages which are installed in the reservoir. So the water spread area of the reservoir is fully utilized for producing the fish. Then coming to another interesting thing, now people have started commercial carp culture, commercial tilapia culture, commercial pangasius culture. If we go back to go back to 10 years, this concept was not there. But now, since there is availability of the seed, availability of the culture area, utilization of the unutilized resource available, so this fishery it is progressing. And for benefit of these small and marginal farmers, now there is another important thing is climate change. Previously, the person from Andhra Pradesh was speaking seasonal ponds. So seasonal ponds, the water retention period is from say July, August to maximum January or February. So in that you have to select a fish which will attain minimum 400 to 500 gram size, what is the marketable one. So for that, the important species is our Java punti, Pontius javanicus. That can be cultured and it will attain 300 to 350 gram within a period of 5 months. And that is the marketable size of the fish. And it is also tasty. This is a culture aspect. Coming to the processing like. So dry fish, if you speak, the farmers or the fishermen, they are engaged in drying the fish in a very traditional way, but now they have been improvised. They have been asked for platform drying. And there are fishermen who are using the solar dryer for drying their fish. So it is also, in other hand, an value addition to the dried fish products. Use of preservatives. So the shelf life can be extended. Then coming to the value-added fishery products. So there are nowadays no fish is low cost. There is no low cost fish, but the fish which are underutilized can be converted into value-added fish products. Paste product like fish cutlet or fish balls, so on and so forth. So some of the things, integrated farming is important. Then the other thing is the fish processing and value-added fish products, which has got the market. And for that also, there are different government schemes which are available. And there is ample of opportunity under this PMMSY, Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampad Yojana, for benefiting the farmers with a sizable amount of the subsidy. But the lacking things are, unlike like agriculture, in fisheries we don't have crop insurance policy. So that is important aspect which needs to be addressed. The second thing is the capacity building of the farm.
Sir, kindly reconnect.
So these are the two things which needs to be addressed, and I hope I have explained in briefly about the diversification of aquaculture and fish and fishery products. So okay, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Yes,
Hello.
sir. So, yeah, very nicely, sir. Thank you very much. Nicely covering the fishery domain. I do understand during this session, fishery was not covered effectively. So your input will go a long way in shaping the document that we are proposing to Government of India. So thank you very much, sir. So I request if any other questions from the esteemed participants. any questions, any suggestions, views that we want to record in this session? Okay, sir. Thank you. With permission from chair, sir, I am proposing a vote of thanks, and in this session, sir, though there were many unscheduled presentation, but those were very effective and meaningful interaction we had. So, on behalf of the organizers and on my personal behalf, I propose a hearty thanks to the chairman, Professor Nanda, Dean College of History, OUAT, for giving us time and giving us input exclusively on history domain. And that will really help us in shaping this document. Sir, thank you very much. In addition, I propose a hearty thanks to Dr. Tripathi, Joint Director, Animal Husbandry Veterinary Services. We have representation from Chhattisgarh, Dr. Rohini Pathak ji. So I thank Dr. Pathak ji for giving us very good insight on Chhattisgarh animal husbandry practices, especially on integrated farming system. And special note of thanks to Dr. Sabyasachi Das, National Coordinator, RRA, Dr. KP Singh from PAU, Dr. Jayaprakash ji from Vasan, and Dr. Sunil Das again from Vasan, technical expert from Vasan, and Dr. Malik from Agriculture Department, Government of Odisha. So thank you very much, sir, for giving your input, and I understand we are come to close of this technical session. Thank you very much. We'll close it with permission, chair. We are closing this session. Then we'll go for a small video presentation. And we'll have the validatory session, sir, that will start under the chairmanship of our respected Agriculture Production Commissioner. We'll start at exactly at 4:15. Prior to that, we'll have a video show, video film. Then validatory session exactly will start at 4:15. Kindly join us for the validatory session. Thank you very much.